right, so what we're going to be looking at now is called the stereoscopic dissecting scope. So what you would use a dissecting scope for is for looking at things that are bigger. So we call that on the gross level, not like, ooh, gross, just big. All right, so these are some items that you might look at underneath the scope. This microscope is not something that gives you as close of a view. In other words, it doesn't have as much magnification. However, it starts with the ocular, which is, again, 10 times magnification. But this is the main lens down here, and you have two choices. You have three times, which would be 30 times magnification, or if you turn it, it's 1 times, and that would be 10 times magnification only. All right, so if you're looking through here, it's the same thing though. You're going to use a knob over here. We don't have a fine adjustment knob, just one knob to get it in focus. And you're going to put whatever item that you would like on the scope, and so you're going to put it down here. Now this is nice because you could look at something that's alive. So let's say you had a worm or something, you could actually look at it underneath the microscope, or you can look at things that are, you know, dead or parts of organisms that, like bones and things like that. So in this case, what I would do is I would look through here, I would get it in focus. And what I would want to do is I have two choices in terms of light. I can be just top light, or I can be just bottom light, or I can be both top and bottom light, right? So the bottom light is especially useful if you have an object that you can see through. The top light is especially useful if you just have an object that is fairly opaque, like this one. So I'm going to just look at it under here and get it in focus. So sometimes, whoops, I think I'm going the wrong way. Here we go. And then when you get it in focus, you can see the surface, in this case, of the starfish, which is pretty cool looking. All right, so if you had something that you can see through, for example, this leaf, then I might especially like to use the bottom light as well, and or just by itself, because I could see the vein pattern in the leaf with the light shining through the leaf itself. Some things are pretty interesting under the microscope that you might not expect. For example, the butterfly, it has little tiny scales on here, and looking at it with both the top and the bottom, you can see the light reflecting on those scales. Even though it's opaque, it still helps to have both lights on. So in this scope, you have a lot of different choices of things that you can do. You just don't see things quite as close, but you really don't have to for some items.